Lucky, here we go. It is Friday the 24th of September. And of course it's Friday, which means only one thing. It's a fun day. And it is time for this week's New Music Friday. Now, sad to say, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Don't panic, it's not that vid thing. It's just a little bit of a chest infection. I'll get over it. You know, big voices and all that. So, I was hoping for a little pick-me-up in the form of New Music Friday, something to lift my spirits and warm my cockles. But what did we start with? We started with Elton John. Now normally this would be a great thing. His last one in last week's New Music Friday was freaking fantastic. But this is from the lockdown sessions, and as we were all a bit depressed and under the weather during the lockdown sessions, it seems to have had an effect on the music. This is with Charlie Puth, and it is After All. It's okay, as Elton John is more than well. Elton John and Whitney Houston. What year is this? Well, apparently it's 2021. Not that you would tell by the musical lineup so far. However, we have How Will I Know, Whitney Houston. Now, Clean Bandit has decided to jump on this, and it's not really changed too much. Still upbeat, still happy, still worth a listen. If you like Whitney, always good to hear in New Music Friday. So, I'm hoping for something new next, but we'll see what's coming up. Well, what was next is Beethoven. Yes, indeedy. It's the D major up 6-1 something. The Berlin Philharmonic Orchestra rendition of a true classic for classic musical aficionados. Now, if you like this piece of music, no doubt you have it already in your library. There isn't much difference to this than any other release. However, you will still be sporting the classics if you manage to pick it up, and you haven't got this in your collection. Why not pick this one up? It's okay. It's classical, and there's a reason it's classic, and the reason it's still with us, because it is. It's classic. It's in there. So, if you want to relax, sit back, read a book. Always nice having that in the background. I really recommend you go and see an orchestra at least once in your life, because it is truly orgasmic. Oh, bugger! It's that boss Stuart Gallagher with his band Oasis. Now, a lot of people like Oasis, and that's fair play. We all have our different tastes, but I don't rate them. I think Oasis, along with Radiohead, the two worst bands I have had to be subjected to. Now, if you do like Oasis, you may like this Nebworth 1996 version. I have actually seen Oasis 3 times live. First time in 1994. I didn't mind them, but over the years, I've grown to loathe them. I think they've been put on a pedestal, and if I did see him on a pedestal, I'd have to kick him off. So, if Oasis is your cup of tea, feel free. Get this, add it to your Oasis albums and enjoy. Not mine, and it won't get a like from me. Now, last week, you may have remember, I suggested to do a poll. Who does the most collaborations? Is it A, Snoop Dogg, B, Snoop Dogg, or C, Snoop Dogg? Well, actually, it's either A, Snoop Dogg, B, Pitbull, or C, Ed Sheeran. And if you'd like to join in that, feel free to comment and say who you feel does the most collaborations. And here we have yet another collaboration. It's Snoop Dogg once more. It is Crip Trip with Skinny Lock, Snoop Dogg, and Jordan Baywood. It's a throwback to the old school days of hip-hop. It ain't bad at all. I mean, it's definitely reminiscent of late 80s, early 90s, and it's exactly my heyday, so I don't mind it. And again, A, B, or C? Well, if you like your music a little bit more laid back, with a glass of red wine and perhaps an early night on your feet up, why not check out Silver Maple? The instrumental work is quite phenomenal and perfect for that chilled, relaxed evening in front of the fire. Now, we won't be able to keep the fires on this year, so perhaps get yourself a rather large oodie and a blanket, and a glass of red wine, and put this on your playlist. It would be quite relaxing. New Music Friday is taking us down the relaxing avenue. Next up is this by ever late. It's called The Quest for Peace. It's a little less plinky, more plonky, but it still has that relaxing vibe. So, did you get your oodie? Did you get your wine? Did you get your blanket? Why not set it all up and continue? Add this to the playlist and sit back and relax and have an early night. Quest for peace. Take some time for yourself and unwind. If this continues, I may just fall asleep. Not because the music is particularly terrible and boring, but because it is definitely taking us down that chilled scene. I used to use Rockabye Baby to help my little ones go to sleep, so I could hum along and as I'm stroking their little back and relax and put them to sleep, and by which point I would fall asleep and we'd both wake up and go, wow, we're listening to a lullaby version of Guns N' Roses. But Rockabye Baby definitely has that effect. If you have little ones, I suggest you check out their Spotify and help soothe them at bedtime. Now hopefully, next track might pick us up a little bit before I really do fall asleep. Wow, finally, we have taken a left off the Relaxation Street. And we have Metallica Blacklist. This time it's The Unforgiven, featuring Flatfoot Zombies, DJ Scratch and Metallica. Now, if you have not followed me on Your Music Friday, why not? Because I have mentioned this every time they release a single from it, because this album is a fantastic reworking of some of Metallica's greatest songs by some of the world's greatest artists, including Elton John, Weezer, and many more. It is a true album, and so much so I am still trying to seek it out on CD, because I would like this in my hard copies. Definitely worth the listen, highly recommended. Really fantastic album. There's a definite pick-me-up. Anything that has Gamma involved is always going to set the scene and lift the tempo of anything. So here we have Gamma, Stay Sick and Nitrix. It's called Replay the Night. Now, it's starting off quite tame for a Gamma track, I have to say, but you could already see the blocks being laid down in front of you, and as they are growing taller and taller, as they fall down to this big crescendo, it will happen and it will be fantastic. Always worth a listen to is Gamma. Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Although it's just for a very set pattern. Yes, definitely. Oh yeah. Grab your glow sticks, boys and girls. It's time to party. Here's another interesting one. It's by Romano Foxer, and it is featuring Rax 2. It's called Run With You, and it's got Rax 2 involved, so it's definitely got a happy tempo to it, and it's pretty good. Definitely a summer vibe. Might get us through the winter months. Yeah. Well, a little bit of a respite from the sleepy, relaxy stuff. We're now taking a U-turn back onto Relaxation Street with Oasis and The Orb. Now, The Orb, they are fantastic, and William Orbital is a genius. So this new stuff they've worked on with the OSS is, again, very trip hop, relaxation, sit back and have a nice smoke to. So yeah, well worth a album. I've got a bit Jonathan Wass there. Well worth the album to have in your collection for some nice chill times. The detour back down to Relaxation Street is sort of middle ground here. Just the Gent and Jackknife, the song called Nova. It's pretty damn relaxing and mellow, but it's not like put you to sleep mellow, because obviously it's got Jackknife involved. It's called Nova, it's from the Monstercat family, and it's always worth the listen. Yeah, no doubt this will feature on this week's Monstercat Silk Sessions, no doubt. More Beethoven. It's Beethoven Trilogy 2. It's the childhood early piano works in concerto. Si Shang Wang is doing this with the London Philharmonic Orchestra. Now, as I said earlier when we were discussing Mozart, if you get an opportunity to go and see a live orchestra, it's always worth doing so, at least once in your life. If you haven't got this in your collection and you like classical music, why not? Again, doesn't sound any different depending on the version. So, bloody hell! I'm having see, that's this week's New Music Friday. It's just been up and down and down and down, blah blah blah. But here we have Sleep Token with Hypnosis. It's not very hypnotic, but it's very Sleep Token. So, if they are your band of choice, or if they are featured in your playlist, why not add this one to it? Am I allowed to show this? Because it's got that Nirvana Baby thing, you know, that one, him, yeah. I want money. Oh, see, he's still chasing money. I did a whole TikTok on that. Anyhow, it's a Nirvana live album from the Netherlands in 1999. And this is one of the few bands that I really do like that I never actually got the opportunity to see live. And I was actually old enough to go and see them live. I actually had that album on album, LP, and I bought it from our price. Still, this is where to listen if you're a Nirvana fan. And if you're a Nirvana t-shirt wearer, get this, and now you know what loose t-shirt you're wearing. Have fun. This is fun. I like it. We've gone from Nirvana to Momento. This is Momento, a moment of peace. It's another one of the relaxing, plinky, ornamental variety. And yes, I think this week's New Music Friday has definitely directed us towards relaxation. So maybe it's a sign to take some me time and have a bath, light some candles, pick some fresh lavender from my garden, and unwind before picking up the kids from school. More ups and downs on a roller coaster weekend in Disney, and then Alton Towers. By God, this New Music Friday has taken us on peaks and troughs, and peaks and troughs, and you know what I mean. It's just up and down like a bipolar gorgonzola. That's from Mr. Cheers, by the way. This is The Darkness. Good old Justin giving us something new, and you know, fair play. What a guy. It's called Justy's Girl. It's very Darkness. Very underrated band, I think. Definitely deserve more accolades than the likes of, say, Oasis. This is Said So by Young, PRH and FX. What is happening with New Music Friday? It's been an interesting week, to say the least. This is... I don't know what this is. I mean, the thing is, it's not... There's no such thing as bad music. There really isn't. Just something that you may not like it. So, maybe this will grow on me like a fungus in my feet. Who knows? Definitely isn't going to make it to the playlist of the like songs for the car. Just don't know. It's like an amalgamation of like genres just being clashed together and scrunched up on a piece of paper. So he wrote some ideas and scrunched the paper up and threw it into the bin and said, "Oh, let's do this." Now this track here may have taken us back down to the plinky stuff, but it's by Two Lanes. Now, if you don't know who Two Lanes are, they are a rather funky little brother duo, not like the Proclaimers. One's a classical musician and one's an electrical musician, and the work they do is phenomenal. So yes, it may be plinky, it may have taken us back down Relaxation Street, but I highly recommend you check these guys out, because what they are doing is going to be the definite, along with Monstercat, the classical music of our time. So yes, might have taken us back down this relaxation road. However, definitely worth a signpost to something funky. We are well and truly on Relaxation Road again, and this time we have Tom Bishk. He's with someone else though. Who is it? It is Marcus Vele, and this is from the quarantine sessions. His quarantine session is called Hobbies. Oh, so I'm taking Marcus Vele is adding some vocals to Tim Minchin's rather un-vocalist style. So yeah, this definitely is worth a listen, because I really recommend this Tom Misch guy. He may be the elevator music of our time, but still, he's got skills. So real skills. I mean, he could be the next John Williams. Who knows? I can't deny I am a huge Blues Brothers fan. I blame my mother. She subjected me to that film from a very early age, and it probably has shaped my musical influences ever since. Now, say what you want about watching the Blues Brothers and through today's spectacles. It definitely wasn't very politically correct, and it definitely involves a lot of cultural appropriation, but I call it more appreciation. This was a fantastic movie which spawned some fantastic musicals. I've seen it live, the live musical show, at least 7 or 8 times now. Fantastic, always a pleasure. I've seen this album come out on New Music Friday, and I went straight to it and liked every single one of the songs, even though I've already liked the songs of it. But this is a 1978 live recording of the Blues Brothers. Wow. Yes. Something good. Now, the teenage me would have been really excited to hear a new one from Guns N' Roses, but the old man me doesn't get too excited when a new one comes out from Guns N' Roses, because it's just not very Guns N' Roses. Now, love them or loathe them, they definitely had a place in rock history, and Axl's whiny voice is rather unique, and this is a lot more like the Guns N' Roses than the last release from a couple of weeks ago. It may get some new fans, it may alienate some old fans, it may not be what you want from Guns N' Roses, but they are still going in some guise or other. So yeah, of course I will add it to my likes because it's Guns N' Roses. Did you know that William Shatner has a plethora of albums available on Spotify, spanning decades, with his unique Shatner-esque voice? Now here one is Black Horse.
To keep you away from others. And once you were mine,
what can I say? It's very monologic. So yeah, it's also very William Shatner. And may I suggest, if you do not follow William Shatner on Twitter, you should do so, because along with William Shatner and Ice-T, and your Twitter page will light up with fun and facts and no bullshit. So yeah, William Shatner. If you don't know him from Star Trek and think, what else does he do? This is what he's doing. And he also has a Christmas album, which is jolly delightful. Alrighty, Roo, I am wrapping up this week's New Music Friday with something a little bit more up-tempo. Yes, Call of the Wild, episode 367. And if you ever want to pick yourself up, why not put some Monstercat on? Call of the Wild is more upbeat. I usually end with Monstercat Silk. However, after this week's New Music Friday, we definitely needed a pick-me-up of Call of the Wild. So, that's what I'm ending on. What was your favourite this week? Because, let's face it, there wasn't much to choose from, although there was plenty released. My favourite has to be an old one. It's definitely the new Blues Brothers album, or the re-release of the 1978 live version. That and the Nirvana live version, which, for me, having 2 live versions that I'm actually going to listen to. Interesting. So, if anything else piqued your interest, let me know. I've been XQE. It's been Friday. Happy days.